Welcome to Havening for Mothers and Infants. This is a short video about the psychosensory method of havening and how it can help mothers and infants to reduce stress and increase well-being, and how it can help infants thrive. The term havening comes from the word haven, which means to put into a safe place, because havening creates a sense of inner safety for whoever is doing it. Havening is a very simple way to reduce stress and enhance well-being because it just consists of soothing touch to the hands, arms, and face. I'd like you to do it with me so you can experience it for yourself. So here we go. So the first place of touch are the hands, which you can do vertically like this or horizontally like this. And it feels like you're rubbing lotion on your palms. And you can also do it lower in your lap if you'd like. The next place of touch is the arms, which is done in a downward sweep from shoulder to elbow like this, as if you're petting an animal. And you go back up again. And a downward sweep is more soothing than going up. So we just do it in a downward motion. And then the last location is the face, which could be the face as a whole, like you're washing your face from forehead through your cheeks to your chin, or it could be part of your face, like your forehead and then your cheeks. And the kind of touch is very nurturing and soothing, and you alternate between these three locations of the face and the arms and the hands. And if there's any location that you don't like, you can leave it out. If you can't do havening because of where you are, you can also imagine doing havening. Go back to the slideshow. Okay. So havening is effective because it causes the production of delta waves, which are the slowest and calmest brainwave that we experience. Delta waves happen when we are in our deepest sleep, and when we have delta waves, it helps with memory reconsolidation and learning integration. This is why when you study something right before bed, you tend to remember it, understand it better. Delta waves are also associated with the production of oxytocin, which is the love hormone that mothers feel when they're breastfeeding and that people that are in love feel, and also the neurotransmitters serotonin and GABA, which are soothing and relaxing. Delta waves are also connected with reduction of stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline. And delta waves also downregulate the amygdala, which is a survival center of the brain responsible for fight or flight reactions. Delta waves actually depotentiate or reduce the occurrence of reactions to triggers because they deactivate the receptors on the amygdala that get triggered by events. So after a person does havening, it actually has a lasting effect on their stress response, and not just in the moment, but permanently reduces their stress response. The reason why the three locations of the hands, arms, and face were selected is because there was a study done by Dr. Mel Harper showing that the cheek, shoulder, and palms of hands have a higher percentage of delta wave response to touch than other parts of the body that are in the front from waist to head. So Dr. Ron and Steve Rudin, who created havening, combined these three places of touch in a massage type touch way to produce havening. There have been many research studies done on havening, and havening has been taught publicly for about 10 years. The studies that have been done so far have shown that it reduces distress, anxiety, depression. It also reduces social inhibition and biological markers like high cortisol and blood pressure levels. And it also improves mood, brain function, and psychological health. We're in the process of doing more studies all the time, and this is just the beginning of the studies that we're going to be doing. I wanted to show you a short video that shows the effect of soothing touch on a baby and just how happy the touch can make an infant. And it's just easy and very natural. And the touch also helps the baby be more connected and more aware of his or her environment, more present. And it's so easy to help babies in this way to thrive and become more healthy. So when we do havening on a baby, it's the same location of touch, but we just need to do it on a smaller person. So when doing havening touch on a hand, you could use your thumb or a couple of fingers, whatever fits best. When you're doing havening on a baby's arms, it could be the arms as a whole from shoulder to elbow, or it could be that you have access to one arm if the baby is being held this way. And then on the face, it could be the face as a whole or parts of the face. A lot of times with babies, if they're lying down, you have more access, but if they're being held, then it might be one side that you can do havening on. Also, you can do havening on the back of the head if the baby is pressed against the mom. It's a very flexible and adaptive technique to match what the needs are in the moment, just as long as the places of touch are approximately these. While doing havening touch, it helps to preoccupy the mind with neutral or pleasant distractions so that the mind is not dwelling on something that's stressful. So these distractions often include humming, singing, saying rhymes, playing music, dancing, or swaying. And we know that as moms, we often sway with babies. You can also use the distractions of counting by multiples or listing items in categories like names of boys and girls from A to Z, for example. The distractions that a mom might use alone will be different than the ones that she would use with a baby. When with a baby, the mom could use distractions like baby talk, love talk, like you're so cute, I love you so much, what a big boy you are. You can do that kind of distractions while doing havening touch. So I want to have you experience distractions with havening touch. We're going to do some of these together. And I invite you to actually do these out loud if you can, if you're in a place where you're alone. But if you can't, you can just listen along with me. So we begin by doing havening touch. And now we're going to do the alphabet song, which is a song known throughout the world. And here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Great. Okay. So you can also hum with havening, and actually that's very good because it involves the vagus nerve, which runs from our brain through our internal organs and helps with self-regulation and self-attunement. So when we hum, it's the same thing. We hum out loud if we can. If we can't hum out loud, we can hum silently or think about humming. So I'm going to do with you the song Row, Row, Row Your Boat. And if you don't know it, you can just try to hum along with me in any case. So here we go. Great. Okay. So you can also do poems and nursery rhymes. For example, we have a poem here in the United States, Roses Are Red. So I'm going to do it with you if you know it. Roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you. Okay, you can also count by multiples. So we're going to count right now from 0 to 100 by fives. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Great. Okay, now what's nice to do is actually listen to music and move around and dance. So I'm going to play a song for you right now, and you can just move and sway along with it.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Okay, so that's actually a really fun way of doing distractions. And when I work with people internationally, I like to play music so that they get a positive experience of havening and they have a good time. And I find it actually really loosens them up. And havening is something that you can do while you're listening to music, even while you're talking on the phone or watching television. It's something that you can do anytime your hands are free. And even when your hands aren't free, you can imagine it. So it's a very flexible technique that you can bring to many situations. So I want to talk about co-regulation, which is the phenomenon where when you're with somebody, their stress level affects you. So if you're with somebody who's stressed out, you feel more stressed. If you're with someone who's calm, you feel calmer. This happens with all people, but it's especially important between a parent and a child because The children take their cue of safety from their parent. The parent is actually their foundation of emotional regulation. And that applies to whoever the caregiver is. So a baby derives their sense of safety internally from their closest environment, which is their caretaker. They feel the stress level of whoever is taking care of them. So havening really helps mothers co-regulate a state of calmness with their infant. When mothers do havening on themselves, it enhances their calmness, and when they do it on their baby, it enhances the baby's calmness too. Soothing touch on infants helps them thrive. There have been many studies about this in past decades, and we've seen what happens to infants that don't receive any touch. Touch helps with bonding, growth, development, and immunity. I want to show you a video that was made by the Touch Research Institute in Miami, Florida by Dr. Tiffany Fields. This video was made about 30 years ago, so it's kind of grainy, but she shows relatives of babies doing soothing touch. It's actually a massage, but you can see touch done on the same places that you would do on havening. So I wanted to show that to you.
At Tiffany Fields Touch Research Institute, parents and other relatives learn the firm and steady touch that nurtures their young children.
Touch, we're finding, is a very important means of communication. It's important for relationships. It's important for growth and development. It's important for the development of the immune system, and so on and so on. So they learn the massage and do it with their child. It helps the children sleep. It helps the children relax, and it helps the relationship between the parent and the child.
So havening can easily be done with mothers that you are working with throughout the world. And when you teach a mom how to do havening, she shares it with her friends, she shares it with her partner and her other children, and it spreads the word of havening vastly. So working with mothers with their infants is a fantastic way to spread havening. It's a very easy method to do and to convey to other people. So you can actually teach havening while helping mothers with their infants. You can do it with the mothers, you can show it to the mothers while providing humanitarian aid, and you can teach the mothers how to do it on their infants. And then mothers will show, you can encourage mothers to show them to their friends and loved ones. So organizations that help mothers, infants, and children can be shown how to incorporate havening into their programs. And I've actually worked with some groups from the Red Cross, Salvation Army, and Doctors Without Borders to teach them how to incorporate havening into their service delivery. And it's a very easy add-on that can have a huge benefit. This is a web page of my organization, Humanitarian Havening, and I have some links on it that you can access by clicking on this PDF of the PowerPoint. So there's a handout on havening for mothers and infants that gives directions how to do it. This web page, Humanitarian Havening, Parent Havening, has materials that you can use and share on havening as a parent. And then this is the organization, havening.org, the main organization for havening, if you want to find out more about that. And my email address here is humanitarianhavening@gmail.com if you want any more information or if you'd like me to do a training for your organization. Thank you so much for your time and for listening to something about havening. Take care.